Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Zoom meeting. Today we'll have a couple of items. The Dr. Anna and her team will be presenting. I'm going to share the agenda. So, first topic will be transition of care, Dr. Mahasen, followed by tone and body language by Dr. Ayah, and then we'll go over how to use LinkedIn Learning and Coursera, also by Dr. Anna. Thank you. When you are ready, Dr. Anna and your team, please go ahead. Thank you. You can start when you're ready, Dr. Mahasin.
Oh, hello everyone. Hello, Dr. Nader. I'm ready. So let me just share my screen with you guys. So my screen visible for everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So today we're gonna talk about transitions curve. Okay. Uh, by the end of this presentation, we will be able to define what we mean by transition curve, recognition, common risk and challenge during these transitions, describe evidence-based best practice for safe and effective handoff, and finally think about how we can apply this strategy in our daily practice. So when we talk about the transitions of care, occur whenever a patient moves between the healthcare setting. For example, from ICU to the ward, or from the hospital to home, or between the provider. Okay, the core goal is ensure continuity, safety, and quality of care during this change. Transition is a process of handing off responsibility without drop the ball. So, why this topic mattered? This topic mattered because transition care one of the most ever prone point in the patient curve. Studies show that up to 80% of the serious medical error involve miscommunication during the transitions. Poorly managed transition can lead to re-administration, medication error, and also patient confusion. And when done well, they reduce the harm, improves the satisfactions, and save cost. So transition care are not just administrative; they are clinical safety events. So common pitfall in the transitions. So let's look at some common pitfalls. Communication failure. They When we talk about the communication failure, the key information get lost between the provider. Then we have the medication error, lack of the reconciliations or unclear dose instructions, documentation delay, discharge summaries not sent in the time, follow-up failure, patient discharge without clear appointment, and the system gap, unclear responsibility when multi-teams are involved. Each of these can lead to the preventable harm. So, sorry. From a safety perspective, transition care are about closing the gap between the systems and the people. The Institute of Medicine in word step. S for time, S for safe, T for timely, the first E for effective, the second E for efficient, and the third E for equitable, and the P for patient-centered. Early handoff should be evaluated through this lens. If you can make each transition in step, we can make sure our system safer more than reliable. So one of the most powerful way to improve the transition is standardized communications. Tools like SBAR or iPass help ensure no critical detail is missed. iPass is instant promote us to share the illness severity, patient summary, action list, situational awareness, and census by the receiver. Verbal read backs and mutual confirmation are the key. Not just a data transfer, but sure understanding. So the second part, medication reconciliation, should happen at the every transition, admission, transfer, and discharge. We should provide dosing, dosing indications, and discontinuation, ideally with the pharmacist involvement. Early discharge planning is equally important. It should start at admissions. Ensure that follow-up appointments are scheduled. Patients are educated on warning sign and the discharge summaries reach the primary care provider within 24 hours. So, patient and the family. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. I missed the point here. Sorry, guys. Okay. Patient and the family engagement. Okay, the transition care are not just about the provider; they're about the people. Engaging the patient family help reduce confusion and error. We should explain diagnosis in plain language, outline red flag, and confirm understanding. When patient and the caregiver are part of the process, they become partner, not bystander in their care. So we have multidisciplinary collaboration. No single clinician can ensure the perfect transition alone. Nurse, physician, pharmacist, and social worker, and also case manager all play essential roles. For example, daily multidisciplinary round or structured discharge or checklist can ensure that every aspect of the patient's care is addressed before discharge. Collaboration turn handoff into teamwork. So system level strategy. On the system level, integration and the feedback are the key. Electronic health record help transfer information smoothly. And also transitions coordination can track high-risk patients after discharge. Feedback loops such as readmissions review help identify process failure. The goal is a high reliability culture, anticipating error before they occur, and learning continuity from the near miss. Okay, we have here a real example. Okay, um, okay, an a 68-year-old man with a congestive heart failure is discharged without medication reconciliations. He continues his pre-hospital diuretics at the old dose, becomes dehydrated and readmissions. Okay, this is a classic transition failure. A simple medication review and a discharge education would likely have to prevented it. This case remind us how powerful good transition can be. So let's summarize the transition curve. Transition curve are high risk and the high value moment. The key of success is structured communication through medication reconciliations, early discharge planning, engage the family, patients and the family. Each of us share responsibility for closing the loop and ensure continuity of the curve. So thank you, everyone. Feel free if anyone have a question.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mahasen. And I believe this is a very
Welcome.
topic. Thank you so much. This is great presentation. So I'd like just to add some point just because of the significance of the significance of this topic. So basically, one of the major things that we face when you are doing your residency is you will admit a lot of new patients and you will discharge many of them. Sometimes they may go home, they may go to an assisted living or nursing home, subacute rehab. So when you are doing the transition of care, you should understand what the other team needs from you. Let's say you are doing your ICU and you want to transfer a patient to a regular floor. So the team who runs the regular floor, they need to know what the condition, what the precautions, and what the medications. So you need to share with them the importance of any changes you made to the medication of the patient list. So when they go to the floor, they can continue that list of medication. If you stop some of the medication, put it on your note and put why. Let's say patient came with 3 antihypertensive medication. You stopped 1 or 2 because the patient came to the ICU and they needed pressors, and you stopped some of the blood pressure medications. Now his or her condition improved, blood pressure is improving, and you want to put them on only 1 antihypertensive. So in the medication list, you want to mention that you stopped 2 of the hypertensive medications because of low blood pressure and the patient in the ICU and the need for pressors and so on. Sometimes you may find difficulty when you have a new patient on admission, for example. The patient may not know all the medications they are taking. They will say, yeah, I'm taking 2 antihypertensive for my blood pressure and 1 for my heart, but I took other 2, but I'm not remember the name, let's say. So in that case, what can you do? So this is a question for you guys. So whoever is practicing here in the US or did rounding or observership, can you help me? So I have a patient in the ER. They want to admit them. I went over the list of the medication. I found only 2 blood pressure medications. Maybe they said lisinopril and metoprolol, but they are on some other medications, but they don't know the names. In this situation, what are you doing? What are you going to do? Can anyone help me?
Hello.
Hello, go ahead. Dr.
I'll check the electronic medical record of the patient to know his medication history.
Mhm. Good, excellent. That's a very good step. So you look back and see if the patient was admitted before and see if they were on some of these medications. Great, excellent point. Any other way to find out?
I can ask the caregiver of the patient.
Excellent. So caregiver, family member, if they are old, their kids might have some information. They have a list on paper or some. Okay, excellent. So you want to ask those who are around the patient if they can provide more additional information. Okay, excellent. Anyway, any other ways to help?
Also, some patient might bring their all medication with them to the clinic or to the hospital, and this will help a lot.
Excellent. Yes. So when they bring their medication, the actual bottles with them, that will solve you a lot of headache. Excellent. So, and you mentioned that,
Also, I can reach out for their GBs if they have one.
yes, so when they go to the clinic, they can follow up with their GP or their primary care physician, the family physician, or their own physician. So you want to reach out to that clinic or their GP or primary care. Excellent. Okay, I think there's one more way.
You could maybe ask about the dose and like how many times they take it per day to get a better idea of what the medication is.
That's another way. Yes, this is not what I meant, but yes, you can ask them how much, if they know the dose or how frequent. So you can have an estimate of which medication. Let's say they are taking blood thinner, they are taking 2.5. So they will lead you to one of the medications that are used for.
Can we contact the pharmacy?
Excellent. That's what I was looking at. So, for example, here in the US, I'm going to just share with you. Let's say I'm here in Lansing and I have a patient. So, if they know their pharmacy where they refill their medication and they have the name of the pharmacy, I can look by the name of the pharmacy and it will have some of the locations. So, they will say, yeah, I go to Walgreen in Okamos. So, I will just put Okamos Walgreen and I'll have the information for that. It will have the phone number and the location, the address. So this is another way of finding out how you can get more information. Sometimes you may not have the time, so the staff, either a nursing staff member, a nurse or nurse manager, can help you do that. So you can just tell them, this patient goes to this pharmacy, this is their phone number, can you obtain the list? Or if you want to reach out to the family doctor, also you can tell them they go to this clinic, this is their family doctor, and then this is their phone number, and you can reach out. You can ask someone of the team. Excellent. So this is important because you want to make sure you want to have a full list and maintain that like controlling their conditions and when you're transferring from one setting to another. Sometimes you may have, they call it warm handoffs, where you will give a call to the recipient doctors. So let's say you are in the ICU, you are transferring a patient to a unit in the hospital, at the hospital, and you know that team who are going there, so going to see the patient. So you tell them, hey, this is the patient, we're gonna send you, and the patient condition, this, and the medications list are this. And if there is any changes, you mention to them. Sometimes you may need to also explain to the patient that we stopped this, we did these changes because of this and that, so that the patient will be on the same page, if they can understand that. And of course, you're going to print out a list. If you want to discharge the patient home, for example, they can take this list to their family doctor or GP, and then they can update the records in the clinic and so on. They will get a discharge summary from you, but it's better also to have the list with the patient in case they did not get that report directly from the hospital, or sometimes they get it in the like a printout is the systems are not working together, so for them to get the list updated in their computer may take some time, but the patient will have their own either list or the medication. They can bring actual medication to the follow-up in the clinic, for example. If they are coming to the nursing home or subacute rehab, we also would like to have this medication list updated, and because if there is any changes, we want to understand what happened, why you stopped this medication. If you started medication, obviously we can figure it out. You started this because of whatever reason that medication is used for. But I want you to notice sometimes they might have some errors using the EMR. Some of the doctors, they click, and because of they are tired or because of any other reasons, they may just keep clicking, and sometimes they may say, yes, import their medication in the discharge summary. What the system will do, it will bring the current admission medication list along with the old admission. Let's say the patient was admitted last year, and you're putting them on some whatever medication, let's say blood pressure medication, but now they admitted and on a different blood pressure medication. So when you click, the system may bring the old antihypertensive along with the new antihypertensive. So in actuality, the patient is taking only one, but in the discharge summary, it may incorporate both of them. So it will show up to us like in the setting outside the family doctor or the nursing home, the subacute, that the patient is on 2 medications. And when you ask a patient, are you on 2 medications? They say, no, I'm taking one. So just make sure when you review, reconcile the medication, if these mistakes done by the EMR, you try to catch them, because I don't want to get the patient on too much antihypertensive medication, for example, if that makes sense. So this is the points that I wanted to share with you. Any experience from you guys taking care of patients, transferring patient from one setting to another? Can you share? Thank you. If not, we can move to the next topic. Thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Mahasen.
Thank you, Dr. Nader. Next, I will be presenting. Let me share my screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Ayah Gharaibeh, and today I'll be talking about care of demented patients. First of all, let's start by defining dementia. So what is dementia? Dementia is defined as a decline in cognitive domain, including learning, memory, language, executive function, complex attention, perceptual, motor, and social cognition. In the past, 2 or more cognitive domains had to be affected to make the diagnosis, but today, according to the DSM, which is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, only 1 domain is required, but the decline must be severe enough to interfere with daily function and independence. There are many different types of dementia. So dementia could be classified into cortical and subcortical dementias. The cortical dementias, their early presentation is usually the memory loss, which are the dementias seen here, while the subcortical dementias on this side, their early presentation is usually motor signs such as Parkinson and Huntington dementia. Another way to classify dementias would be primary and secondary, depending on the etiology. So, for example, Alzheimer would be a primary one. Secondary dementias are, for example, dementias due to infections or alcohol consumptions, and usually secondary dementias can be reversed if the etiology is identified and treated. Progressive and non-progressive, usually all dementias are progressive. The only specification would be the vascular dementia, that it progresses in a step-like matter because of the etiology being the strokes in the vasculature of the brain. Some differentiating signs are seen in each type of dementia. Generally, they all come with cognitive impairment, usually the memory and the able to obtain new information, with the exception of frontotemporal dementia. Frontotemporal dementia, usually the memory is somewhat intact, but you will see severe personality changes in those patients. The Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, which is a prion disease, the mad cow one, usually these are very rare cases, but they have the worst prognosis, the highest mortality rate, and it's only within a few months you'll see that the patient will lose their life. As for the how common these dementias are, Alzheimer is considered the most common, which represents 60-70% of all dementias, followed by vascular, and then the mixed type, which is one or more etiology causing the dementia, and then all the other ones are somewhat the same. Dementia comes in 7 stages, sorry. So the first stage, there would only be histological findings on brain autopsy, but clinically there will be no signs or symptoms of dementia, so there's no memory loss. Second stage, there's going to be a little bit of memory loss, but nothing significant. And then in the third, the mild cognitive, you'll see the forgetfulness, maybe some concentration problems, but again, usually because dementia does occur in the elderly, so it's usually thought because of age. Therefore, the actual clinical first stage or the early stage is stage 4, and this is the stage where the caregivers or the families actually notice the change in the patient. You should note that demented patients will not report to you that they are losing memory. It's usually the families that notice that this person was very sharp or very mind present and could easily remember everything, and now this person no longer remembers. So stage 4 is considered the first clinical stage or the early stage, which is here there's a clear-cut memory loss, and patients will have difficulty performing complex tasks. Moving on to stage 5 and 6, these are considered the mid-clinical stages. Here, they'll need more assistance in daily activities. Patients will become more dependent, and here we might see some personality changes. The late stage, which is the 7th stage, which is the very severe cognitive decline. Here, there will be loss of verbal abilities. They will no longer understand words, neither can they choose the word to express anything. And here, the patient is usually in wheelchairs, and they are completely dependent. So how should I deal with a patient depending on each stage? So if your demented patient was still in the early stages, so they only have some trouble remembering names, maybe they frequently lose items, like they can't remember where they placed their keys and that kind of stuff. What you should do is, first of all, you need to concentrate on language, okay? So speak directly to the patient and make your sentences short and clear, nothing tricky. And because language is usually affected in dementia, either receiving or speaking, you need to focus on your body language when you speak as well, because not only what we say, but also the tone in which we say it. So think of a demented patient as a child. Even though a child may not understand exactly the words you are using to communicate with them, the child will pick up on your body language. So they'll tell if you're actually mad or if you're being kind. A demented patient will receive the conversation in the same way. So the words themselves don't matter as much as how you're saying them. Leave plenty of time for conversation. That's because patients with dementia will have psychomotor delay or retardation. Therefore, they will require more time to answer your questions. Include the person in a conversation. The thing about dementia is because this patient was smart and present and could think clearly with great memory, and now they're losing their cognitive abilities. Therefore, they kind of lose the sense of self. And therefore, when you speak about the patient as if they are not in the room or as if they're just a bystander, this creates a very negative emotion. Therefore, always address the patient. Talk to the patient directly. Do not make assumptions. Don't assume that you know what's bothering them or what they want. You have to ask. And when you ask, again, use clear words, short sentences. Don't make anything complicated. And as I said, because the patient will have that negative emotion of losing the sense of self, so using humor might lighten up the mood. And always be honest. Do not make any fake promises or lie to your patient. Moving on to the middle stage. Now, in the middle stage, as we said before, there will be worsening of memory loss, confusion. They will have difficulty in performing daily tasks like taking showers, for example. And usually here, the patient will have delusional thinking. So they will have, like, for example, persistent belief in the need to go to work, like I have to be somewhere. This is part of the psychological symptoms that you'll see in the middle stage. So here, how would we approach this patient? We need to be gentle when approaching this patient. Remember that this patient is in a very sensitive situation. Approach at eye level, so do not try to, don't go higher than them because you need to come down to their level to show that you are with them and you're not being superior on them, or like you're more understanding of their situation than they are. Monitor your tone because, as we said before, it's not only what we say, it's how we say it. So use a kind, gentle voice, or they call it a smiling voice. Allow time to respond, just like in the early stage. Use short sentences, speak slowly and clearly. Keep distractions to a minimum because the attention span in such patients will be very low. Communicate through visual cues because the patient might forget words or find it hard to remember the word to express what they want. Visual cues are very useful. I'll show you an example in a minute. Avoid quick movements because they're easily startled, and assist with the answers. And avoid asking questions that may require memory because it would just embarrass the patient because they cannot recall any memories. These are the visual cues. So a patient might have trouble finding the word to say, like, I'm hungry. They might not remember the word hungry. So having communication boards where the patient can point to what they want is very helpful at this stage. Moving on to the last stage, the late stage. Here the patient is very, very weak, usually wheelchair dependent. They can't even recognize their own family. They'll have problems with eating, using the bathroom. There's limited vocabulary, even comprehension. They won't understand what you're saying. Therefore, most of the communication will be through body language. So you need to show up in a calming approach, soothing, Here it says listen to the expression of pain because the patient themselves may not be able to communicate that in words. So you will look for signs and symptoms of pain more than actually waiting for the patient to complain because the patient will not complain. They do not have the words to complain, okay? Create an atmosphere of reassurance. Use all five senses to communicate. Therefore, you will touch the patient. You will have the patient guide you. You will have you will point when speaking to the patient. That will help them understand what you're saying. Like when you say, "Are you hungry?" Point towards like a plate. Do you need the bathroom? Point towards the bathroom because the word itself may not have any meaning to them anymore. Okay. Now, moving on to agitation in dementia. Agitation is very common in demented patients. 90% of demented patients will have some kind of psychological symptom. The causes of dementia, as you can imagine, because as I said before, the losing of self will cause agitation. So the anxiety, the alteration in awareness, but mostly that's in delirium, not dementia. The inability to engage in familiar activities, like this person was so good in solving puzzles, for example, and now they no longer can do that. That will give like negative emotion or agitation. Patients may also experience psychological symptoms such as hallucinations and even delusional thought, which may lead to misinterpretation of the surrounding environment. So, what should we do if we do have an agitated, delirious patient? First, before we actually get to the point where the patient is agitated, there are a couple of steps that we need to take uh, in preparing the environment for a demented patient. For example, keeping the room or the home well lit. There's a common symptom in dementia, which is called sundowning, which means that the patient will have worsening symptoms when the sun goes down. That's why it's called sundowning. So in order to avoid the sundowning symptoms, usually keeping the patient in a well-lit room because the circadian rhythm in such patients aren't working correctly. So keeping the room well lit will help them very much. Of course, always offer a safe environment because these patients are at a high risk of falls. Being mindful of your own because again, your body language, your tone, your energy, that's what they're going to be picking up on more than what you're trying to say. Always find activities that will calm down the patient, like know the patient, know what they enjoy so that you can use those activities when the patient does become agitated to bring them back down. Physical activity is very important in demented patients. Maintaining a schedule and a routine are very helpful because then the patient will know what they're doing and they won't have to think or plan ahead because they simply cannot due to the cognitive decline, and avoid stimulants. So things not to do: do not argue with such patients. Do not overwhelm them with choices. Give them simple yes or no questions. Don't ask them, what would you like to eat? No, tell them, we have this for dinner. Would you like some? Yes or no. Because even us, if you ask them if you ask yourself what do you want to eat, you have too much choices to pick from, and it's mentally loading. So we don't want to do that to demented patients. Do not ignore their emotions. Always have your patient feel like you understand, or you have empathy towards them. Do not rush them because of the psychomotor retardation we spoke about, and do not isolate them. Have the patient feel like they are still part of the community. They are still a human being that matters. These we already covered. Okay. Now, if there was like a problem and the patient did get agitated, how should we de-escalate? First of all, create the personal space. So if you were in a room and the patient suddenly got agitated, they're about to become aggressive, give them their personal space. That means take a step backwards, give them space. Now, when they feel like they have space, they will no longer feel like they are they're being threatened. So it's easier for them to calm down and to take more control of their feelings. Try to identify the trigger, or what is it that's making them agitated. Is it the lights are too bright? Is it there's a loud sound? And if there is, address whatever environmental issue you can fix. So let's assume your patient got agitated due to the loud TV. Turn down the TV, okay? Reassure your patient. Tell them that you are here for them, you are here to help them, and try to match their emotions. So if they're showing that they are sad or upset, show them that you feel their pain, you understand what's going on. This will give a sense of connection, and therefore you'll be easier to influence the patient into relaxing or becoming more calm. You could offer the patient a change of scenery. So if they're in a crowded room, you could ask, would you like to go outside and get some fresh air, for example? If there are too many people in the room, always ask your team to leave. Only have maximum 2 people present with the patient, because anything more than that, it would be crowded and it will increase in the agitation. You can also, of course, offer any safety behavior that we just said, like if they have an activity that they like to, I don't know, drink water, ice cold water, or whatever it is, you can offer whatever that that patient finds comfort in. As for the hands-on support technique, which is basically touching the patient, it's been shown that the hand-underhand approach is better than regular physical touch. Because as we know, when it comes to body language, the superior hand is the dominant hand, and you do not want to show the patient that you are in control of them. You want them to feel that they are still in control of themselves, and that is what the hand under hand means. That means have the patient's hand above your own and have the patient guide you with their hand on top in the dominating position. This helps the patient feel like they are in control and you are here to help, and not the other way around, that you are trying to control them, okay? So there's a checklist for every patient, for every physician, to check on before entering or dealing with a demented patient. Reset yourself, which is regulating your own stress. If you are feeling stressed or in any way negative, let go of that before you go into the room with the demented patient, because as I've been saying, they will pick up on the stress that you are carrying. So an easy way to reset yourself would be doing some breathing exercises, which is inhaling deeply for 4 seconds, and exhaling for 7. It's kind of like blowing on a candle when you exhale. There are specific exercises, meditation, mindfulness. Those will help you reset your own self before dealing with your patients. Set the tone, which is try speaking out in smiling voices so that you set the tone before you get in. It's like hyping yourself up before you get in there so that you can set the tone clearly for the patient and you go in with a positive tone. When speaking to the patient, again, simplify your sentences, nothing more than 7 words, and keep the words easy, clear, and simple. Gesture, which is point when speaking, because again, body language is more important than the actual words in these cases. These are my references. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Dr. Ayah.
Thank you.
Also, great presentation.
Thank
And
you.
I think it's an important topic that all of you might face in your career. So you might have some families with some patients with dementia. They may ask you how to handle this type of situation or what to do. So one of the things that I think is important is try to understand when they are agitated or when they make statements, that doesn't make sense for you. This is their reality. For example, first time I was in rotation with one of my attending, one of the patient, she was on the first floor. She was telling the staff, I want to take the elevator downstairs. And there is nothing downstairs for the patient, or it's only basement with some old furnitures and just storage area in that facility. So my attending told me just go along with the environment that the patient is living in. If they say we're gonna take the stairs downstairs, tell them yes, we're gonna take the elevators, for example. But for now, the elevator is busy, for example. Just try to convince them that not right now, maybe later. And in a few minutes, they will think about something different. So you don't argue with them. You don't mention that the basement is there, there's nothing for you to do downstairs, because they will get more agitated and they will think you are lying to them, and it will cause more problems. And sometimes we need to understand their background and why they are saying this. If a patient is living or was living in a house that was 2 floors, and most of his or her time was upstairs, and they go downstairs for whatever things, then they may think they are still living in their house, although they are now in a facility. But for them, it's kind of, they still reliving their past. So you want to understand that. Another patient was all the time at night, he goes through other patients' rooms, and he makes sure the doors are closed and so on. And when we ask about his past history, he used to be a security, and he was a security officer. He was working midnight or third shift. So during the night, he checks on the building that he was covering. So it's for him the same thing. He is still working, and this is his job. So you want to understand their background so that you can help them. Sometimes we offer them some activities that suit them. If you know they like certain music, certain songs, certain activities, sports, shows, sometimes you just can bring some cloth or some sheets. They can just walk on, folding them, and this will keep them a little bit calmer. As they mentioned here, also sometimes you can offer them a walk, so a fresh air or a different scenery might help also reset their agitation. One last point I want to share is if they have a preferred person, let's say in a facility, they prefer a certain staff member. So you can ask that staff member to be around if they are agitated. In a home setting, if they have a kid or a family member that they have good relation with, then if they get agitated, you ask for help from that person, because they trust that person for whatever reason. So if you tell them whatever information, it will not come across compared to if this same information came from that trusted person. So if the patient has 2 kids, a son and a daughter, and he likes the daughter, then it's better to ask the daughter to intervene when they have this episode of agitation, if that makes sense. Sometimes just you want to understand the situation, understand what they prefer, and this will help calm them down. Thank you. You can share if you have any experience with patients with dementia or families or in your past training. Thank you. If not, we can move on to the next topic.
Thank you, Dr. Nadir. Thank you for the team. Now we will share the last part of this meeting. I will share my slide. Is my voice is audible for you all? Because I have some internet problem.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now for our third topic is continuing medical education and using the online platform for it. Sorry. Okay, continuing medical education is mandate for maintaining clinical competence and certification. The digital CME or continuing medical education has increased significantly post-COVID, with online learning become a care modality for clinicians. We use mainly many platforms, but platforms such as LinkedIn and Coursera are provided structured, modular learning and relevant to clinic practice, like leadership and public health and others. So what's the advantage of using the online platform for medical education? The main thing is flexibility and convenience, because physician may learn at their own pace from anywhere at any time that fits our schedule, because we all know that our busy days and rotation and stuff just make us our own time, make it easier and flexible, and it may also I'm sorry, is my voice audible?
Yes.
Okay. The other things, it's wide scope of topics, because it's allow us to support education in research methods, informative and quality improvement, leadership, data analysis, and other things on medicine based. The third thing is cost effectiveness and accessibility. Online platform make us more easy, like in conference or the traditional way in learning. Cost of traveling and cost of attending this on online platforms, this make it more affordable for everyone. And last things like self-directed adult learning friendly, because you may use it on your own space, on your own time, and this make us time management and easy for everyone. Okay, the first platform is LinkedIn. We may use LinkedIn in variety of things, but on like medical education, it mainly focused on professional development, and leadership, communication, and health management. The relevant categories for clinicians are like healthcare leadership management, as I said, and communication with patient, data analysis, like it helps us to use our knowledge and to improve our knowledge on Excel, statistical reasoning. And the most important thing is like quality improvement project and healthcare operations. The main strengths for LinkedIn is like it's short micro learning modules, time friendly, and a certificate expert directly to your LinkedIn profile, and courses taught me industry professional, and high production of quality and updated content, because LinkedIn it's like updated platform, so everything news and everything base and everything it will be updated always, and this is give us a high quality of informations and courses. Okay, and Coursera, it's focused mainly on academic collaboration with top universities. As we know, Coursera provide us with so many universities like Johns Hopkins and other institution, and it's also collaborate with public health schools, medical facilities, and global health organization WHO and others. And courses, it's often evidence-based and similar to university level education. On this topic, maybe Coursera is be on top of LinkedIn because it's ideal for clinical and for researcher because of other it's headed at university level education. And its strengths or advantage mainly put on high significant rigor, like peer-reviewed courses content, deep structured modules with assessment, and recognized by academic institutions globally. And many courses of it is evidence-based, as I mentioned, and include reference. And accreditation is widely accepted. So in conclusion, while designed online CMA are incredible, effective, and flexible, and it's essential method for lifelong medical education and professional development, because a medicine, we need it to be updated, we need it to be ongoing, because as we know that guidelines get updated every time and knowledge get updated. And both platform, LinkedIn and Coursera, are strategically allow physicians to build a comprehensive, well-rounded profile, like medical knowledge, research competence, leadership, data literacy, communication, and quality improvement projects that will help to us to give a good quality of care for our patients. And thank you. This is the last.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anna. This is also a great concise presentation. Thank you so much. Any questions about this topic or the previous one or ones? If not, we can move on to the next topic or the last one, the updates section. And do you have any updates about your research projects or in general, if you are doing interviews or preparing for interviews or any activities that you are doing that you can share with us, that would be great. Or if you have questions or any comments. So let me ask you, Dr. Ayah, Mahasen, or Anna, how did you feel about preparing and presenting for us today? Your experience, any reflection?
Well, we thank you for this opportunity. It's nice being able to share. It might be a bit you can feel nervous maybe because of public speaking, but once you get into it, you find your rhythm, and hopefully it was fun researching, and hopefully everybody else had a good time and got to know things that maybe weren't known before. Dr. Nader, we can't hear you.
Sorry, if you can share with us, how did you prepare? How did you get the material, and how did you prepare yourself for this presentation? You did great, by the way. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, for me, I found it so difficult because the topics is not widely. So I Google it, and SlideShare helped me a lot on it about it. But the material and it's more like I didn't find it so easily, so that I would get nervous about my presentation. And the leading the group, it's my first time our group present. So thank you for this opportunity, Doctor. It was
Thank you.
difficult and beautiful.
Thank you so much. And yeah, there are some resources there. Thank you for doing your best to get updated material. Yeah. Aya, you want to mention something? Go ahead.
Well, for me, because there's more than one topic you can choose from. So when I saw dementia, I got excited because I am a psychiatrist, so I've dealt a lot with such things. So I got very excited. I was like, oh, I want to present that. The resources you provide, they are good. I think they're even enough to make your own presentation out of, but if you want to branch out, of course, you can use Google and everything else. The previous presentation I made before this one, the one about design, that one was a bit tough because even the material that I could source or that you provided was all paid templates, and I wanted to do something that you can do out of your own. So it was much more tricky. So the some topics like the medical topics are easier because of the large database that you can follow. Other somewhat creative presentations are a bit harder to source.
Mhm. Sounds good. Yeah, I agree with you.
So you did a great job. I enjoyed the presentation very much.
Yeah, you did a great job. And I agree, all of you did excellent work and good presentations. Anyone from the other fellows here wants to share their experience or reflection or any questions or ideas? Are you working on any research projects, any one of you?
Yes, Dr. Nader, my group and I working on a project. Actually, it's a psychiatry, but everyone on the group with limited experience on the systemic review. So we're looking for someone to guide us. So any suggestion from you?
So I think one of the teams, they were working together. So what the team leader for that group was doing is assigning the members of the team to identify the topics about how they do the systematic reviews. So first part will get the title, for example, what we want to do. Second part is how to get a PICO, like a good question, so that you can go through the literature. Third part is how you want to use a keyword for that topic. So you want to find the terms that you're gonna use to search. After that, you want to identify the databases that you want to use to find your articles or studies. When you find this database, you want to collect as many using these keywords, and then you build a spreadsheet or a database for yourself with all content, and you are going to use a criteria to include or exclude some of these studies that you collected. So some of them might be relevant to you or your topic. Some of them might not be related. So if you are talking about clinical aspect of some of the medication, you may have some results bringing some studies in animals. So if you want to limit yourself to humans, then these studies will be excluded. So you want to follow protocol as far as obtaining these studies, excluding, and what the reason, how many you excluded, and the included the total ones. Then out of this, you want to remove any duplicates, and then you divide this between your team. So let's say you will have a reviewer in your team, one or two members. Then this will go over these studies that are included and review, make a summary of what final conclusion of each one and how is it related to your question, and whether it's supporting or negating the question that you have, and you put this into themes or categories. Let's say we found 3 that's supporting my idea of this is there is a relationship between this and this, something like that. And then you will analyze if there is any let's say bias out of these studies for whatever reason. You want to mention that if there are some limitations in these studies, you want to mention that, and if there is any other limitations you think about in your approach, or let's say you only limited yourself with a time period, I wanted to study this in the last 10 years. Then you will mention maybe there are some studies before 10 years if you are limited your studies like that. And after you've done all this, then another member of the group or 2, they can start working on the conclusion or the result of your studies, along with any tables, any graphs, if you want to create some graphs. And then you collect all this, and if you want to put it as an abstract, you will try to target a conference where you want to submit this abstract to the conference. Sometimes you want to summarize your study or your abstract to meet a certain criteria for these conferences. Sometimes they will say we want 300 words in your abstract or 500. So you want to limit your abstract to this thing, word limits, and then you submit to the conference before the deadline. If you are planning to submit it to as an article or manuscript to a journal, then you identify which journal, and then you can follow the author requirements or the guidelines for the author. Some journals will ask you to submit the manuscript in a certain way. So you want to follow their recommendations, and then you submit. And so basically, this is how some of the fellows did it in one of the teams. Another group of fellows, what they did, they teach is other. Let's say there is one who is experienced in this group. Let's say Dr. Ahmed Khalifa, he did a few systematic review, so he knows what the steps. So you have an idea and you want to work on the relationship between this and that, whatever. So you run this title or topic or idea by him and say, hey, we want to do this. So he will say, okay, so I want you to divide your team to do this task 1, 2, 3, and your team members will do this, and then let me know if there's anything I can help you with. And you follow this protocol and it's going to be done. So there is no difficulty in doing the steps. It may take some time. So it depends on who is leading the team. You can identify the task and timeline. So you will say, we want to review the literature for this topic. We want to collect the studies by 2 weeks. And then in 1 week, we will review the included studies. And after that, in 1 week, we will write the abstract. And in a month or so, we'll submit it to a conference as an abstract. Something like that, if that makes sense. Or if you have any specific questions, you can ask me.
Yeah, it makes sense. Thank you, Dr. Nader. Okay, is it okay to Dr. Ahmed, can you share your email on the chat box? And is it okay if I send to you email to guide me and my team? All right, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nader. Thank you, Dr. Ahmed.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any other questions or any other comments, ideas, or anything that you want to share or ask?
Hello, Dr. Nader. How are you doing?
Very good, thanks. How are you?
Fine, thanks, Dr. Nader. I hope you are doing well.
Yeah.
I have one question regarding the application for interview preparation. First of all, I want to thank you so much. It is a very good application and it helped me a lot during my preparation. But I have an issue regarding the resetting my progress. If I want to reset the progress to start a new set of questions and a new assessment, I can't do it at all.
Yeah, there is a bug in the programming, so I did not have the chance to fix it. So it's supposed to come back to 0 if you want to reset all things back to, but it's work in progress.
Okay.
Maybe
So I can't reset.
you cannot do it. I think it's not working, but this will fix it in version 2, hopefully.
Okay, but it's a great app. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Very
thank you.
good.
I'm glad that it helps. So,
Thank you so much.
any other feedback as far as that app or material? Dr. Ahmed or anyone used it? Besides the resetting, Dr. Ahmed, did you find anything that we can improve on?
I think the app is great at time being. The only problem I was facing was resetting the ability to reset my progress and start a new preparation. Sometimes I see that every time he give me the same assessment and the same degrees, so I do not.
Yeah, ignore it. Okay. But you got
I,
the
I,
idea. Yeah, they got the idea how you answer, how to prepare, how.
it gave a very good idea.
Mhm. Yeah. Anyone else? We are talking about an app that we used or created for applicants who are applying for residency this year, how to prepare for the most common questions.
And also, I think, Doctor, the depth of question is very good. You know, so many questions, and all of them are actually asked in the interview.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. Did you have interviews? Did you have some?
I finished one of my interview. I think 10 days ago,
Oh,
and I think it went quite well.
that's good. Good to hear. I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Hope to hear good news from you and others. Anyone else had interviews this time?
Hello, Dr. Nader.
Hello, Dr. Marianne. Go ahead. Thank you.
Yes, I received a couple of interviews, and it's been well. Thank you
Excellent.
for your support. We really thankful for this opportunity and for all the support you gave us during this season.
Oh, you're welcome. So maybe you or Dr. Ahmed, can you share some of the questions? Did they ask you any about this program, or how did you answer, or how did you share? Or if you did a mobile application, did they ask you about that area as well?
So they asked me about the fellowship, what do I learn during this fellowship, and I was sharing that we do weekly meetings. We learn about geriatric medicine and the scope of the diseases we got exposed to, the research project we did, and regarding the app, no, nobody asked me about the app. Actually, I'm disappointed. I was expecting that it's gonna be a hit during the interview, but until now, nobody asked me about it.
That's all right. It depends on their interest, but yeah,
Yeah,
good. Thanks for
thank
sharing.
you.
How about you, Ahmed?
For me, most of the interview, because I am, I think myself an old IMG. So most of my interview was I was asked about what I was doing the previous years, and I was all over the previous year. I was working in different settings, so I tried to explain my work during all of these years, and I think. It went well. So most of my interview was about my past experience.
Good.
I never asked about the fellowship or anything recent. All about my old experience
Yeah.
and why I was delayed and so on.
Mhm. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, it depends on which program, and sometimes the academic, they focus on the research. But yeah, thanks for sharing, both of you, and I wish you all the best. Hopefully, we will hear good news about you guys
Thank you so much for your support, Doctor.
anytime. Anybody else wants to share?
Hello.
Dr. Erid, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nader, and thank you, all of you, and thank you for Dr. Ahmed and Marian for sharing your experience for the interview. An old grad too, and I didn't receive any interview, unfortunately. I'm applying for internal medicine and family medicine, and I want to ask. This is my first time to apply, so I want to ask how to increase my chance. Maybe if I didn't get an interview for this season, how to increase my chance for the next season. I'm currently living in the US, in Texas. So, any advice for me?
Great question, and I wish you all the best. So I'm gonna let the fellows give their advice, and then I'll follow. Either Ahmed, Marianne, or anyone else wants to answer or share your tips.
One thing I think is so important is how you write your experience in the ERAS. I think it's one of the most important things for you to get an interview invitation. And I think the first sentence I heard in the interview was about my ERAS experience. So the first thing I was asked about, and the interviewer told me that my ERAS experience was so good enough. So he sent me an invitation, and it's one of the major causes that he sent me an invitation. So I think this how to write the ERAS experiences. The teen experience is one of the most important things to do.
Okay, so do you mean that I have extensive clinical experience, or can you elaborate more in this? I
Yes,
wrote the
any
experiences
any
that I
kind
have, so mhm.
any kind of clinical experience that you ever had, you must write it in a perfect way. To write
Okay.
what you have learned from it, what changes did it make to you, how you be able to apply this to the residency in US. So writing this experience is so important.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
If you didn't do USMLE step 3, I think it is a positive. It's not essential, but I think it's a positive one.
Yeah, I'm
A
preparing
lot of
actually for it. Yeah,
yes,
but
a
I
lot of
didn't do it. I'm
programs,
preparing. Mhm.
a lot of programs really appreciate the step 3 and taking step 3 exam before starting the residency. And some programs filter the applicants through step 3. But it's not all the programs, especially if your CK score is not quite high. I think step 3 score, high step 3 score may give you more chance to get interviews.
Okay, thank you.
The signaling also is another important thing. How to use your signals in a wise way. Not all the signaled program will send you an invitation, but you must choose your signaled program in a wise way. I think it's so important thing.
Yes, and for me, I think one of my mistakes, maybe I distributed my signals maybe not very wisely. So yeah, maybe this is one of my mistakes during my application. Yeah, I agree with you regarding the signal. Yeah.
It is a very tricky one. Signals are very tricky. And till I submitted my application, I wasn't sure of all my signals. It's a very tricky one.
Yes, they are. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. Anyone else, Dr. Mariana, or anyone wants to share?
So I agree with all what Dr. Ahmed said. The other thing is hands-on experience is very important. So I don't think observerships are valuable anymore. So they prefer somebody who is familiar with the system, got exposed to the EMR. The other thing is the immigration status now is a big deal. So a lot of applicants got filtered because of their visa. They are very qualified, but visa issues now is a big deal. So this is the only two things I can add.
One thing I also want to add, as an old IMG, you must search every program individually, because on section on how to apply, some programs state that they are putting a year of graduation of 5 years, 3 years, 4 years. And if the program is stating that the year of graduation is 4 years or 5 years, he will never send you an interview if your year of graduation is more than 6 or 7 years. So you can apply only for programs that didn't state a year of graduation, or state directly that they are not considering the year of graduation. This is so important thing to avoid applying for programs that will not extend you an invitation based on the year of graduation.
Yes, actually, these kinds of programs were my targets, so I targeted them, and I actually, yes, signaled them, and but I don't know where is the problem exactly, but maybe wish me a good luck for this season or maybe for the next season.
I think you still can got
Mm-hmm.
interviews in this season. I have many of my friends
Mm-hmm.
the last year who received interviews in January, last in end of December and early January. So you still have a chance.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Letter of interests are so important.
Yeah, I sent them.
Unless the program are saying that they are not
Yes.
preferring letter of interest, you can send as much as you can.
Okay, yes.
Especially the program coordinator, not the program director. Send
Not
the
the
program
director.
coordinator, the coordinator.
Okay.
Send the
Okay.
letter of interest to
This
the
thing
program
that
coordinator.
yeah. I might resend another wave of letter of interest. So
Yes, it's so important.
okay, appreciate.
Excellent. So in addition to that, I think also you, as Dr. Ahmed mentioned, they can send you in the coming month or two some invitations. So for plan B, just in case you don't get any, there is a SOP note, SOP process in March. So you want to prepare yourself for that very well. If you need more hands-on experience, if you need additional letter of recommendations, you want to contact the programs to have more information about them. If you have contact within these programs, make connections. That might be also another way of improving your chances by March. A third option, if you pass, I know you said you're preparing for step 3. If you pass it, you can mention that in a letter, your citizenship status, if you have a green card or you have citizenship, and your step 3, and you are having ESFGMP certified and some experience, US experience, in a short letter between March and June, because there are some programs that will have some openings unexpected because of different reasons. So prepare that letter and send it on a regular basis to all programs that you are interested in. The last option I'm thinking about, and this is what they did, some of the fellows from this program, is to apply to geriatric fellowship, infectious disease or nephrology fellowships. They can accept, and you need to prepare also step 3 and see which programs they already accepted from our fellowship or other programs that can accept you, and what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
for
very
this.
much.
Thanks. Anyone else? Any other input? Any questions or ideas?
Dr. Nader, I have it's a question about if as Sudanese, we are totally banned from the U.S. Okay, so that's why a lot of I know a lot of people withdraw from this cycle. So my question is, if someone apply to this cycle, and after that he or she got a match, so what's gonna happen? Because I have a friend said to me the program say the lawyers of the hospital gonna take care of everything. But I already know a lot of people, they are matching last year, and because of the ban, they are not able to travel. So what do you think?
So I'd say it's a 50-50 chance, maybe less. It depends on how aggressive the program and their staff, their lawyers, are pursuing this. There is maybe a few ways to get an exception and get a visa, but that might not be a successful way. So if you are applying already, go ahead, and if you match, then you work with your program and see how they can help. If you are outside and you have other options, I'd say continue your other options in the meantime. If you have any jobs or any opportunities clinical, go ahead for this. So it's kind of 50-50. Don't depend on it 100%, if it makes sense. But hopefully in the future this might change. There are some movement of the AMA and other organization to make an exception for medical graduates from these countries. But I'm not sure how far or when they will be successful, like helping applicants. And if you are in the US and you are planning to apply, as I mentioned, to reach between March to June, July, some of these programs will have openings. Some of them might be related to visa. Some might be related to applicants who are accepted. They change their mind. They want to be with their families in another program, and they have other good options, for example. So they matched to this program in Boston, but they have family in Michigan, and now they have an opening in Michigan. They just can get accepted in Michigan, then the program in Boston will be empty and will search for an applicant that's a green card. And if you have a step 3, that's a plus. And regarding step 3, why it's so important, the program, they need it or they consider it a very good thing. If you have it, is it takes away a headache, because when they accept you the first year, you have to finish the first year and then take the step 3, and you have to pass step 3 before you go to the second year. If you don't pass step 3, you will be temporary out of that program. You can take it and then you can continue. If you keep not taking it, or if you are not able to pass it, then you will not have opportunity to continue the training. And in that case, the program will be having openings for second year and third year, because they have certain numbers of openings, and they need to figure out how to cover this empty spot. And this sometimes may give them a headache to find someone who is good, who can join their program in the second year. And not easy to find a person like that. For first year, they may have a better option, but second year, who will move to their program, it's going to be a headache. And if they don't fill the position for a few years, then the government will not pay them for this spot. If they have 7 spots, they will lose this spot. This is why it's important for them. If they accept you, you pass step 3, or if you have step 3, you will have a better chance to get interviews and get matched to them, because you already covered that headache for them, for example. Just to explain the point of view from this program staff, program faculty, or program director point of view. Dr. Arich, go ahead.
Regarding the unfilled residency positions, how do we know about them? Do I have to search every program on their site, or how do we know about the unfilled position?
So I'm gonna share with you my approach. What I did, I was a old graduate. I took steps and passed, but I didn't match for a couple of years. And I was talking to my friends, and one of the gathering, I was able to talk to chief resident in one of the programs. And after a few weeks, I think it was in May when I talked to him, by June, mid-June, he sent me an email that they shared between the programs like internal medicine, that there is an open spot. If they know someone who is ready, they can refer them. So he forwarded that information. I contacted the program. They asked me to fax my CV, my recommendation letters, my IRAS, and all this. So within a few days, they offered me the interview, and I went, and they got me on the spot. What happened, I think, in that program, they have an unfilled open position for something. I'm not sure if it's a visa or something. So they have certain number of spots, and one of the candidate was accepted, but they changed their mind or something happened. So they needed to fill that position. And it was like a transitional year or something for. So for me, I was planning to go there for 1 year and then come back to, I used to live in Buffalo. I was interested in neurology, and I was promised a position for second year. So I only needed 1 year, like internal medicine or the transitional year. Unfortunately, after I finished my first year there, the program in Buffalo, they already got accepted someone else for that second year position. So for me, I was in limbo. I don't have a plan for second year, third year. So what I did, I collected all the information, contact information for all the programs in internal medicine, family medicine, and I sent them emails, faxes. As I told you, just a short sentences like U.S. Citizen. I'm not sure green card at that time, but my status, and I'm finishing my first year in this program, transition year, and I think I did step 3, and maybe some of your research experience. I had a postdoctoral fellowship in Harvard, or so I added some of this. So 4 lines, and I submitted to all programs. I believe it was 150 programs at that time. And I got 2 calls, one from Michigan and one from Mississippi. Oh, no, I mean from Tennessee. Both of them, they wanted a second year resident to start in July. So both of them, I did the interview over the phone, and both of them, they were willing to accept me. And because my in-laws in Canada, I prefer to come to Michigan. So I'm sharing the story because there is some chances there, or there are some opportunities, and you don't know which program will open what time, and they will have a need for someone, either first year or second year. So you just approach to contact all these programs. Make connections. Sometimes if you know some residents or chief residents, they may know the program, and if there is any openings, they may contact you, or if there are chances, they can refer you. And then, so thank you.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your experience. Thank you, Dr. Nader.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nader.
You're welcome, Dr. Ahmed. Any other questions? Any other suggestions about the program itself, this fellowship, how to improve it? Anything we can do? if you think about it, just send me an email and we'll talk about it, and hopefully we'll improve the program for the better and help other fellows or people as well.
We really appreciate it, your effort. Thank you, Dr. Nazar.
Anytime. Thank you. You do all the work and just organizer. So with that, we can come to our conclusion. I'd like to thank you all the presenters and all who attended this meeting. Dr. Ahmed, you want to say something? Go ahead.
No, thank you, doctor. Sorry, thank you so much.
That's all right. So I'd like to thank you all who attended this meeting. Thank you for great presentations and questions and answers. And thank you to those who will come later and watch the recording. See you next week, inshallah. And I wish you all the best. Reach me if you have any questions or any ideas. Text me, WhatsApp, or email. Thank you. Have a wonderful day or night.
Thank you so
Inshallah,
much,
thank
Dr.
you.
Nader.
Thank you very much.